I do appreciate you guys hopping in with me today to chat a little bit. And for the people that hopped in late here, I was telling everyone, I had ChatGPT make this. You guys can see there's a little bit of a green screen. I've got a green screen behind me, and I told ChatGPT to make a downtown Louisville high-rise office background that I could use for Zoom. And I think it did pretty good. I'm going to show you guys a picture of downtown Louisville so that you can see the difference here. I don't know, maybe some of you guys have been to downtown Louisville, maybe some of you all haven't. Let's see here, pull up this image. So it didn't do too bad, I don't think. Yeah, here we go. Here's a good image of it. Let me share this screen with you guys. It's pretty cool, man, the stuff that we're seeing here. So right here on the right hand side, you guys see this is downtown Louisville. So I think it was like trying to make this domed building in the background that you guys see right there. We call it the Medinger Tower. People pronounce it differently, but definitely got the river in. It got the tower. It just made two of them, and like I was joking around, it definitely got the KFC billboard in. So that was pretty funny. It just shows you guys the power of artificial intelligence and really just how fast this thing is moving. The ability for the generative AI is, even though I'm in the field, it's still pretty astounding to me. I'll tell you guys a quick story. When we were building out Alley, I had the idea that, man, if we could train this thing on all of our sales and support calls, that would be awesome, right? Like you guys would be able to ask it a question and say, hey, I'm looking to upgrade. What's the difference between a deluxe and a standard, or a deluxe and a premium, right? Hey, tell me about your website and a week product. And she would be trained on all the transcripts. And so in order to do this, the model that we were using was like, cool, it's got to be in a certain format. So it took me about 2 months, went out, hired a data scientist from New Zealand, took all the transcriptions from all of the calls. The guy got it all put together the way that it needed to be fed to it, took it back to the model, and was like ready to go upload this last week. And the model has advanced so much that it's like, oh, you can just like give us the text files now. Like literally in a matter of 2 months, something that took me hiring an outside data scientist to come in and help us generate, to be able to upload to the model, literally the technology advances that fast. So to say that I know where we're going to be at the end of the decade would be a moonshot. Anybody that thinks that they know where we're going to be at in the end of this decade is taking a moonshot. There's no way to know how this technology is going to advance. Or how fast it's going to advance. You guys may have heard like Moore's Law, which is like basically the computing power doubles about every 18 months, right? So like, is anybody on here remember, I've got the chat pulled up, so let me know. I was talking to my wife, Victoria, about this, and she was like, nah, bro, you're too old. I don't remember that at all from school. But do you guys remember the old computers in the game like Oregon Trail, where it was like the big floppy disk, not the little bitty ones that had like the metal slider on them, but like the big floppy disk with the hole in the middle where you put it into the computer and you like flip the little tab flip down to like keep it locked in there. Does anybody remember that? You guys remember way back when, right? When those floppy disks came around? That was crazy, right? That was like 1.0. The next iteration, the little bitty harder floppy disk. And then we had, Dave said, I hate to say yes, I remember. It's all right, Dave, I'm 36 and I remember. So it wasn't that long ago, okay? It wasn't that long ago. But my wife is 30 and she was like, oh, I don't remember that, right? And so what we've seen is, in a matter of, it's probably been the last 20 years, 25 years, we've seen technology advance so fast in the data storage, right? That's Moore's Law, where it doubles about every 18 months. So it goes from a 256 to a 512, right? Like you guys remember that? And then we had little thumb drives. And now, it used to be like super expensive to get a terabyte of data of storage. Now, you can buy a terabyte of data in the cloud for like pennies on the dollar. And so what I think is going to happen is the same thing's going to happen with this AI technology. And so it makes me super excited because we're definitely on the cutting edge of it, and I'm bringing a ton of these resources to our clients. When we started this business in 2016, we were very much a social media advertising company. We ran paid ads on Facebook for insurance agents. And that was it, right? But as we've grown, as we've adapted, as technology has changed, a lot of that has improved. And so a lot of those services have improved, but then we've also added additional services as well. And so one of the things I wanted to unveil for you guys today, we'll save Allie, setting up your account on Allie to the end of the call, because I know there's a couple of people that already have their account set up. So I want you to be able to hop off if you've already got your account set up. I don't want to waste your time. I'm very respectful of people's time. But I do want to show you guys something that we have in beta testing right now, which is our AI lead detection. You know, when we started running Facebook ads for agents, I didn't realize how important buying leads were, or lead vendors, right? And so as we started teaching agents how to build a brand, and we noticed things, agents are like, hey man, my guys are closing deals 30% easier now because people are coming to us based on our brand. Hey man, these leads that come from social media, dude, they're lay down sales. They're closing way easier than any other lead we've had. They're not price shopping us around. Like, we started building up some of these, like, okay, cool, that we didn't know that. These were things that we've learned. When you build a brand on social media, it allows you to become more efficient in your business in the sales processes. What we always looked at was like, hey, if we look at if any of you guys look at your dashboards with your account rep, you'll notice like they always pull out the CPM number, right? Or at least they should be pulling out and highlighting the CPM number, which is cost per 1,000 ads displayed. Because to this day, it is still the most cost-effective platform to advertise on. It's insane. I mean, you can literally show 1,000 ads for less than $5. And so when agents often tell me, they're like, DJ, I'm not getting enough leads, I'm not seeing the ROI. I always drive back to that point of like, listen, you're not going to buy brand awareness this cheap anywhere else, right? And so it's almost like having a billboard and saying, well, I don't get enough people that walk in and say, well, I saw your billboard, so I came and bought insurance, right? It's the branding play. And you guys have heard me talk about the marketing funnels, probably either in podcast, which, by the way, if you guys haven't, Nick, can you drive? It's coachcarroll.com/podcast. I don't know what team members we got on here, but if somebody from the team can drop that in the chat, coachcarroll.com/podcast. We just dropped a ton of new podcasts with top insurance agents. So if you're in the insurance space, you definitely should go check those out. Ton of information there, ton of things that you can learn from. But you guys have probably heard me talk about a marketing funnel in the past, probably on a webinar, but I wanted to draw it out again for you today because it ties into this new product, this new system that we just recently launched. We actually have it in beta testing. So give me a second here. Let me share my iPad with you all. We're getting like super fancy now too, because it's like I'm throwing myself over top of the iPad. It's like we're getting next level with this tech stuff, man. It's a lot of fun. And I think it helps you guys learn a lot better as well. So, all right, cool. So you guys got me here on the screen, and you guys can see that behind me. So what I want to do is talk about the way you should be looking at your marketing funnel. All right, now at this bottom comes money. We talk about this often, but you're doing a bunch of different things to drive top of the funnel activity, right? Maybe you're sending some direct mail. Maybe you are sending some email campaigns. And let me know, guys, as I go through this, pop off in the chat and let me know like which of these you guys are doing, right? So we've got direct mail, we've got email. Maybe you're doing some stuff on Facebook, right? Maybe you're doing some stuff on Instagram. You probably have some type of either AdWords, right, or some other form of Google asset, right? Maybe you're, with Google, you could be running Local service ads, you could be running ads in the map. You could be doing call out extensions, right? There's a lot of Google products. We'll just generalize that and call it general AdWords. But the other thing that you could be doing is some search engine optimization, right? SEO. This also could be called search engine marketing, right? And so you guys have these tools that you're using. So let me know in the chat, like, what are you guys currently doing? Are you doing SEO? You're doing all these? Maybe we have like we talked about here, we've got the billboard, right? And again, if there's something, Shannon says all of them, if there's something I'm missing, guys, if there's something that you guys are doing that I'm missing out here, let me know. Because I want to make sure that this is an accurate representation. I'm going to pull this one up here because that's going to be email and direct mail. And then we're also looking at doing billboards, right? So maybe you got a billboard. And we'll just call this outdoor advertising. That's a D, not a P. Gym spaces, schools, local marketing. Cool. Yeah. Love that. Local stuff, right? I would call this community involvement. And if you guys go, it's not dropped yet, but if you subscribe to the Sales Factory podcast, I've got an episode dropping with Kevin Spann coming up, and he talked about that. He talked about keeping visibility from a local community involvement side, right? Sponsoring like little league teams. We'll call it little ball. We've got gym spaces, yeah. And then, you know, old school, you guys may have out here, you may actually have some people that are working for you, right? That are just going out and networking and knocking on doors and dropping off donuts, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. We would loop them all into, you know, marketing staff, right? Like outside brand, we'll just call them brand people, right? Brand people that are out in the marketplace and they're trying to drum up business, right? They're stopping by car dealerships, things like that. What else are we missing here? What else are we missing? I'm doing indoor digital billboards in 43 local businesses. Okay, Shannon. So, you know, we would maybe let's change this one up then to instead of saying this is outdoor, we'll just call this in and out display, right? So we'll just sum that up to say inside and outside display advertising, which would be like billboards, right? Local stuff, B&I, right? I would, man, I really don't want to butcher your name. Sidday? I think this has happened before. I think you've been on a call and I can't remember how to pronounce your name.
It did happen before. It's Shada.
Shada, there we go. All right, sorry. Listen, at least I'm smart enough to not even try. Like I'm like, please help me out here.
No,
Thank
thanks
you
for the effort. Thanks for the effort.
Yeah, absolutely. A for the effort. Yeah, so Shada, she said that, you know, B&I. I would call B&I as part of stuff like these outside brand people, right? So anytime you've got to go like network, you've got, you know, like B&I is not going to happen without a person. Can we agree on that, right? Like somebody has to show up. Either you've got to show up or somebody on your team has to go show up. So like I would call that an outside brand people, right? So we'll just put in here, right? Like this is going to be networking, right? Call them pop buys. If they're stopping in, popping in, you know, donut drops, right? All of that. Like we know that like if it takes a person to do it, some type of networking event of some sort, then you know, we're gonna make sure that we're grouping it in there. And the reason why, and this is great, guys, and I'll make sure that I share this drawing with you in case you want to talk this over with your team as well. And by all means, always be you're more than welcome to cast these trainings up to your team as we have them. So and share the replay with them. So this is a good understanding right here of like what we have to drive awareness. Right? And so then what happens is we say, cool, we're driving all this awareness into our marketing funnel. And now, how much awareness did we generate? Right? And so when we're talking about tracking our marketing, oftentimes when agents are like, they say, I'm not getting a direct ROI from this thing, they're playing so far down the funnel that they're almost playing short-sighted. Now, listen, I get it. If money is tight, you may not be able to afford to invest in your branding yet. But what I would tell you is all big businesses, all successful agents that we work with, they understand the power of brand awareness. They understand that Mrs. Jones sitting in her house today may not be in the market to buy insurance, but tomorrow she gets the letter from Geico that says your rates are going up $1,200 a year. Now she's ready to buy insurance, right? And so who is the first person she thinks of? So when I say awareness, I'm talking about impressions, right? I'm saying how many impressions did we get out of all of this awareness that we're driving? Right? So, how many people saw the ads in the gym spaces? How many people saw the outdoor advertising? How many people, saw our brand because of search engine optimization? How many of the people, saw us on Facebook, Instagram? How many postcards did we send out, right? And so what you need to do is you need to start to track a number for this level of the funnel, okay? So, let's just take a crazy number here. We'll say, cool, maybe we drove 100,000 impressions, right? And then you can back this out and figure out like which one of these right here, which one of those drove the most traffic, right? And so then that is the first stage in the marketing funnel. And so if you guys have seen me draw this before, this should be making sense. I had a business coach one time where he over 6 months, he did the same slide presentation to me 2 or 3 times. And I said, I was like, Coach, we've already went over this before. Why are we going over it again? He said, because you need to hear it again. And so sometimes I have to impress upon you multiple times so that you guys get this. You'll start looking at your business from a different perspective other than how many leads did we buy, how many leads did we close. So from this, we say, all right, cool. Let's track our impressions. And now from there, what are we doing with it? So now we got to look at our opportunities. And I'm probably misspelling these things. I told my team this was one of the downsides. I love to draw, guys. I have notebooks on notebooks of all the things that I've drawn over the years and ideas, but the problem is that I'm mildly dyslexic, and so sometimes the spelling is not always accurate. You'll have to bear with me. Out of this one, we want to know how many opportunities did we create? And I actually just had a talk with Nick yesterday on our team, my brother, about something that I learned from one of my coaches about tracking the status of leads, right? So I'll share this with you guys. And because, part of this coaching, part of me doing this monthly coaching is me sharing with you guys things that I've learned. I think some of the best coaches in the world aren't the ones that have it all figured out. They're still figuring it out, but they want to share their message with their audience and share ideas and inspiration and knowledge that they've gained. And so that's what I'm doing with you now. When you're looking at your opportunities, you want to say, how many opportunities did we have, right? So if we did 100,000, how many opportunities did we have in this last month? Maybe the opportunities are at 50%, right? That'd probably be a little high, right? If we showed 100,000 ads, probably not going to get 50,000 opportunities. But let's say that 100,000 people saw our brand. Maybe the opportunities were 100. Okay, and so maybe we generated 100 opportunities from this. Now, what's an opportunity? Depends on how deep you want to track down your funnel, right? You could, in essence, break this one step out into two different steps, which is website traffic, which also you could look at phone traffic, right? Some of you guys still have it, but not often, in-office traffic, right? So if we really wanted to look at opportunities, we could break these down. We could say, hey, out of 100,000 impressions, we got 50,000 phone calls, website visitors, and in-office visitors. Probably not realistic numbers, but hang with me. And then out of that, how many actual leads did we get? And for me, I would qualify a lead as a name, phone number, and an email. Right. The challenge that I find with most agents, especially when it comes to internet marketing, and we're running into this right now, is like when you do digital advertising, internet marketing, the reason why your guys' corporate websites are so bad is because the opt-in form is way too long. And so when you drive this awareness from all these different places, and we push down opportunities via in-office traffic, website traffic, phone traffic, then those opportunities are created out of capturing name, phone number, email address. Well, if you require people to give you a home address and a license plate number and a driver's license number, sure, some internet marketers say, well, it's just a higher intent lead. I get that, but in the beginning, I just want every lead. Because out of these leads, I'm going to then say, how many quotes did I do, right? And some of you guys may look at these as marketing qualified leads and sales qualified leads. That's how we track them internally in our business. We say that if somebody comes to a webinar or fills out a form on a website or engages with us online, or we meet at a networking event, they're considered marketing qualified. They're sales qualified once they book a demo with us. But for you guys, a demo would essentially be a quote, right? And so then we want to track how many quotes, should I say, did we get out, right? So how many opportunities and then how many quotes? Is this making sense to you guys? Hopefully I haven't lost you. Are you guys tracking with me on this? Let me know in the chat. Give me a thumbs up. Say yes if this makes. Okay, cool. I got one person tracking with me. This is good. And then out of this, we're going to look at the bottom one here. Is your close, right? And once you close the deal, that's where the money comes in. Whoa. Right? And that's what that's the ultimate goal, right? And so out of this, is anybody, I'm happy to run through this scenario if anybody wants to come on, we can talk through it. But the idea would be, quotes are pretty simple. There's not really any need to bust that out any further. But out of this, you want to start to try to figure out what your conversion tracking is. So if we had 100 in opportunities, and then out of that we had 10 quotes, and out of that we closed 2 deals, then we could say, okay, we have let me just erase this. So from our awareness to our opportunities, we have what is that? That's a 0.1%. 0.1% conversion. And then from our opportunities to our quotes, we have a 10% conversion. And then from our quotes to our close, we have a 20% conversion, right? Hopefully my math's right on that, yeah. So the reason why I share this with you guys is because oftentimes you all do not get above this right here. You guys draw a line through the middle of your opportunities, you look specifically at leads, and you say, how many leads did we get? How many quotes? How many closes? Rinse and repeat over and over every single day. And I get it, right? That's probably great if you're 1 year in business, 2 years in business, because you just got to make sure the bills are paid. And so part of me is like, okay, cool, that's fine. I understand that. That's not a problem. But you're hopefully by this drawing here, you're understanding you're missing a whole world of marketing above this funnel. Essentially what you're doing is this would be a full channel funnel from, if we're looking all the way from the top up here all the way to the bottom, this is a sales and marketing funnel, right? This here to this here, like this is a sales funnel. And so what happens is when you start to identify or you start to make marketing-based decisions solely on the sales funnel alone, you could miss out on things. For example, I had a client a couple months ago that was like, DJ, I don't think I'm getting anything from this. I said, okay, cool. Well, let's look at your dashboard. We pull her dashboard up. She had 1.2 million impressions since she started working with us. I mean, we've shown over 1.2 million ads in her local market. I said, come on, you don't think that's impacted your business? No, I don't know. I can't put my number on. I said, that's fine. Let's look at your website traffic. She had, I want to say it was in the range of like 800-ish, right? You guys don't hold me to that number. It was about 800 website visitors that we had drove from social media to her website, right? She was like, yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. I said, well, have you looked at your website traffic? She's like, no. So we go over into, I think it was in the Yext platform. She may have been Allstate. I can't remember off the top of my head. So like we look at let's just call it Yext for sake of time. We look at her website traffic and she was like 1,200 total website visitors since she had started working with us. And I said, okay, so we have driven 800 of your 1,200 website visitors. And like, you're gonna cut that marketing channel off. And it's not even like, I think sometimes the clients are like, well, DJ, you're just trying to save it. No, like it's not even about me. Like I want you as a business owner to understand that a channel being Facebook and Instagram, like sure, my engineers, my creative department probably takes that from 500 or 400 website visitors if you try to do it on your own to 800 for the same money. But that aside, you're cutting out a channel that is driving the lion's share of your website traffic. And people say, well, I can't, if they're not opting into a form, if they're not filling out a form, I can't quote them. And if I can't quote them, I can't sell them. And then it's pointless. And it's so short-sighted, I think. But listen, since 2016, we've been trying to sell apple pie to you agents and saying, listen, we got to build a brand. You got to do social media. You got to do something. And you guys are like, no, I just want ice cream. I just want the leads, man. I just want to buy ice cream. And so we said, all right, let's spin up an ice cream factory. And so I'm going to share with you guys right now what our quote unquote ice cream factory is. Let me clean this up real quick. Any questions before I bounce off of this though? I want to make sure that you guys understand what I just shared with you before I show you our quote unquote ice cream factory. Any questions? Any questions in the chat? No questions. Cool. All right, so check this out, guys. I'm pretty excited about this. We just rolled this out in beta testing to a few agents this week. And let's see, desktop 2. There we go. Pretty cool thing here. It's AI lead detection. Some of you guys may know about AI lead detection because we already have this set up on your website, right? That is a white glove service. But what we're rolling out now is AI search detection. And so this is to combat Google AdWords. This is to combat fighting to be at the top of Google or trying to find the people that are searching for a term on Google. You'll notice there at the top, that first campaign that says insurance. We ran this as a beta test internally, and we were actually able to generate 433 leads for homeowners insurance in the state of Texas. We shared some of those with our clients. Clients came back to us and they're like, this is awesome, we wrote business. And so I want to share this with you guys today on the call before we get into Alley. This is a self-service portal. The leads cost $3 a piece because it is in beta. That price will go up eventually. Just Forewarning you guys so that you don't come crying to me when you get the email in 6 months that says, hey, they're going up a couple bucks. But for while we're in beta testing, if you'd like to be a beta tester, and again, the reason why it's called beta is because there are still kinks that we're working out, right? Like we figured out yesterday you can't generate campaigns from a mobile device. We figured out that State Farm Corporate has it blocked from State Farm computers, so you can't access it. You got to do it either through a home computer or hop on a Zoom call with us so we can get it set up. But this is a self-service campaign, and I want to show you guys what is included with this, and it's really, really cool. So when I go in here to create a campaign, I'm going to give it a name, and when I create my account, it's already going to be set up, and I'll give you guys the link to create an account here shortly. You can target nationwide, by state, and zip code. National targeting, state, zip code, you can pick whatever you want. You can put zip codes in here. You got to do at least 15 valid zip codes if you're going to do it by zip codes. On the right-hand side, you'll set a campaign end date. When does the campaign end? Do you want to cap the amount of leads that you receive each day? I would recommend doing this. We were generating 15 leads. I think Nick looked at it in like a matter of 10 minutes. It was fast because there's a lot of volume out there for you guys. I mean, again, we were doing the entire state of Texas. But you'll drop your zip codes in there. How many leads you want to cap it at. I would recommend enabling phone numbers and home addresses, but let me tell you this. This is matched back to the credit database. So if someone has moved recently, their home address may be different. And if they are, should I say, not financially sound, and so their phone number changes a lot, right? If their cell phone number is changing often, the numbers could be under-deliverable. But the email addresses are 99.99% deliverable. So if you think back to that marketing funnel I was showing you guys, this is a great way to generate hot leads that you can follow up with via email, via phone call, via text message, and actually write some business. I did not want to be in the lead business. I didn't. I wanted to help agents build their brands. I wanted to help agents grow on social media. I wanted to sell agents apple pie. But after years of agents going, I only want to eat ice cream, bro, we said, okay, well, now we got an ice cream and pie shop. And so this is going to be a game changer, I think, for a lot of you all. When you scroll down here, leave this re-identification as never. You don't want to have to pay twice for a lead. If they search tomorrow, our system may pick them up, and you don't want to have to pay for that. We will give you, in the email, once you sign up, we will give you the copy and paste to put into that box for the keywords. We've already figured it out for home insurance, home renters, homeowners. What we have found from agents, that's the leads that they actually prefer to have. They're better quality, I guess. We haven't got a ton of feedback. And again, while you're in beta, give us feedback. Good, bad, and indifferent, right? Just like an agent told me yesterday. He's like, hey man, I got on mobile. It doesn't look anything like this screenshot you sent me. It's because I was doing it from desktop, right? We need this feedback. So good feedback, bad feedback, we'll take it all. It's $3 per lead. I think that is going to be probably the cheapest. I'd be curious, anybody that's on the call, is anybody buying leads for less than $3? Okay. Shadea says no. I don't think anybody else. I'll be hard pressed. I've seen like $7 if they're like data leads and really, really bad. Shannon's doesn't buy any leads. That's perfect, Shannon. You said also here, this was a site I thought you were asking about in the beginning. Okay. Katie said, are these auto leads only? No, these are going to be home leads. That's what we're beta testing right now. You could really put any keyword in here that you want, but I think a lot of people search for auto insurance. You're probably going to be able to fill up your bucket with leads with auto very, very quickly. To me, if I'm an agent, I'd rather buy home leads, home insurance leads, and then try to cross-sell, upsell the additional pieces. You're also finding people that if they're looking for home insurance, it's typically because they're either moving or because they got one heck of a rate increase or they got dropped, right? And so it's kind of like a uh-oh situation. I'm not a big fan of auto leads. And again, I could be proved wrong. Somebody may get on our system, say, hey man, I ran a campaign. I put a bunch of auto, Kia insurance or Chevy Silverado insurance. Like, you guys can play around with this. Again, it's self-service. And when I say self-service, it's like it's open to you guys to use. That doesn't mean like we won't help you, right? So like if you need somebody to hop on a Zoom call with you, we can do it. But this is the reason why we can make this so cost-effective to you all right now is because it is a self-service platform. So you would just copy and paste the search terms that your consumer would be searching for into that box on the right or the box on the left, and then press enter. So if you guys want to create an account, all you've got to do is go to aileaddetection.com. Let me log out real quick so I can show you guys what that looks like. You go to aileaddetection.com, it'll pop up like this, and you just click the create an account on the bottom right corner. Once the account's created, we'll get notified, and we'll send you guys out a training video that will show you exactly how to set the campaign up. Very much what I just showed you guys here, but again, wanted to share that with you guys. I made a post, I don't know, it's probably been a month ago, about getting 10 people in. We got 10 people in, they're rocking on the system, giving us good feedback, so I wanted to open it up to our monthly coaching clients as well. And so hopefully this will be a valuable resource for you guys. After talking to agents over and over and over again, we just decided to stop fighting the tide and let's just create something that's even cooler to set up. So, any questions on that? Cool. All right. And what I'll do is, Nick, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the Alley slideshow that you sent over to me. And we'll give this bad boy a little test run through for the guys that are still on here and hanging with us. I believe you have the link, right, for her invite, or maybe it's in the presentation. Let me know if you want to unmute yourself. You can talk if it's easier than typing. Pull this up real quick.
Yeah, I'm going to pull it up right now.
Okay, cool. All right, guys. Let's, I'll get you out of here shortly. And again, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. I've got the chat still pulled up, and let me share my screen. My mouse went dead, so it's taking me a little longer to do this. Let's see, present in full screen. Cool, got that. And Zoom. And so what I'm going to do, I've lost my Zoom window. There it is. Share my screen. Desktop 1. Share. There we go. All right. So you guys should be able to see me now. All right, perfect, cool. So this is the Alley onboarding. Learn to use Alley platform like a pro. And again, by the end of this, guys, I think there's about 15 of you guys on here with me. By the end of this, we will have you onboarded, and you guys are going to love this. It makes communicating with our team so much more efficient. It was funny. We had a couple clients like, man, I don't know that I want like another app or another program I got to be in. And then like the next couple days, like they messaged us and like Nick or Kevin, I can't remember who it was, like boom, they just messaged them right back. Because my team lives with this program open. Like this is how we run the business now. And so we're going to run you guys through this super simple onboarding piece here. So Nick just dropped the group join code in to the chat. And so if you guys will tap on that, that will take you to a screen that says, hey, you can create an account. So we're going to click on the create the account. And again, this is in the chat. Nick just dropped it inside of there. And it's going to ask you to enter your email address and click continue. Again, super, super simple, but you'll put your email address in there and you'll click continue. And then from there, it's going to send you a verification email just to verify that you did put in the right email address so that you guys can copy and paste that code in there and verify. I'll stop right here for a second to make sure you guys have a chance to do that. The benefits of this is now your dashboard, your billing portal, any content, so like your Google Drive folder with all of your ads, all of that is going to be in one place. And so it's really a focus of ours for the second half of this year to improve the customer journey experience. And so by creating Alley and the AI tools that we've done created, but then also creating this platform so that we can communicate with you guys. We hope that it all becomes much more easier than it's already been to do business with us. So, and if anybody gets hung up, please let us know in the process. We also have the ability to do a breakout room, I believe, so I can hop Nick into a breakout room with you if you get stuck. So. After you get the verification code, it's going to have you set up your profile, create a password. And the password has to contain all 4 pieces. So 8 or more characters, use at least 1 uppercase letter, use at least 1 number, and use at least 1 special character. And then you'll put your full name into your profile. The great thing too, guys, is once we get this set up and we see you guys come onto the platform, she's like, I'm done. I'm already ahead of you, bro. See, it's super easy, guys. So this is awesome. I love seeing that the onboarding process is this easy. You'll create your new account. One of the powerful things about this too is that we know you guys are super busy as agents. So this will allow you to add your team members in to work with us. And so as we continue to build this business, to build our platform, we want to do it with your team. And so we'll be able to add them in once we get it set up. Once you have your account created, in our team has had a little bit of time to work on your account. Some of the features that'll be available for you in Alley include ongoing support channel. So if you have questions, you want a meeting, you want to have a call with your rep, all of that can be done right inside of the app. The other cool thing is no more logging into Zoom. We have embedded a meeting function right inside of the app. So from your browser tab, boom, you can communicate with us. You also have what's called flows. And so the flows will include onboarding or customer information. Part of bringing you guys on the platform is we will kind of like the doctor's office does. We're going to have you go through an updated client intake form just to make sure that we have all the accurate information and also to make sure that we're serving you in the way that you want to be served. You'll have access to our team. You'll have quick links where we talk about ringless voicemails. You guys have heard me talk about that before. Putting the ringless voicemail quick link in the app makes it super easy for you guys to be able to send those out. And then also upcoming meetings will be documented inside of there. Here's ongoing support. So this is where you can, you'll see this under groups and topics. So this is where you can chat with our team, access important things like your dashboard, your ad library, your AI lead detection sheet. If you start a campaign with us with AI search detection, we can put that sheet in there for you as well. And like I said, you can also add team members to the chat so that everyone's in the loop. You don't have to worry about email chains getting missed, right? How many of you guys get hundreds of emails a week, right? Some of you all probably get hundreds of emails per day. We were trying to get out of your inbox and into the app so that it lightened that load for you. Once you're inside of the ongoing support, now again, this will take our team a couple of minutes to get these bookmarks set up for you. You'll find links up in the bookmark section. And so we will bookmark these. Nick, are these acknowledgments? I can't remember what we called these.
Yes, so they'll be placed in there as an acknowledgement. So you'll just go in and acknowledge that you received it, and then it'll have the link embedded inside of that acknowledgement.
Perfect. Awesome. Yeah. So you'll open that up, you'll acknowledge that, and then that'll be good. And again, as you have your next call with your account rep, they'll make sure that you go through and get these things acknowledged so that you know where they're at. Secondly is flows. We talked about this, say if you have a website designed by us, we'll create a flow for that. Different trainings and things like that we'll continue to build out as flows. And so where the process of new products will take place, you can see everything inside of here. It just keeps everything really nice and neat and organized. And then if you ever have questions, say about your website, you can just ask that question inside the flow. You have access to more of our team members, right? It was kind of discombobulated, meaning you'd have to talk to your account rep. The account rep would have to talk to Andy, our creative director. Now it's it cuts you straight through that. And what we've seen is a drastic drop in ticket time, what we would call ticket time, right? So the time it takes us to respond to a request from a client And then also the time it takes to get that resolved. We're seeing that drop tremendously by using the app. Your team, we talked about this, so we'll show you who's assigned to your account and the ability for one-to-one chat. Right now, you're going to see that Shannon said I did this a couple weeks ago. Sorry, no, you're totally fine, Shannon. I'm glad to have you on there. You guys will see Allie in there as assigned to your account. Now, listen. This is early stage, right? In the future, I'll eventually have this built out to where you guys can just talk directly to Allie, and she'll be able to blow your mind with the information she'll share with you. But in the meantime, if you need help, just go to that ongoing support channel. If you respond to Allie right now, you may get a response. If the team's working on it, you may not get a response. Just being truly transparent with you guys. Just make sure that any communication you need, just put that inside there. And then your account executive may also be on there. You may see their name underneath your team. Lastly is the quick links. So ringless voicemail, website in a week, power-ups and solutions. So this will take you to the different services that we offer that you may not know about. And then also don't forget to download our mobile app so you can stay in touch with us while you're on the go. You'll receive an email after signing up with the links to a link to the App Store, either the App Store or the Google Play Store. I would highly recommend you guys download the mobile app. It'll just make it so much easier, and then it removes us completely. Like, you don't have to worry about checking email and things like that. You're never going to miss anything from us. And in the future, we'll more than likely be moving these classes exclusively into our app instead of being on Zoom. So pretty exciting stuff. So, any questions with any of that? Did anybody get stuck along the way of that process in the chat? Looking at the chat. All right. Cool, guys. Don't think so. I think we're good. Looks like we only lost a few people through that onboarding process. Awesome, guys. Well, Nick, if you can just drop in AILeadDetection.com, so they'll have that link as well. If you guys want to tap that link and open that up to create your account inside of there, you can do so. And with that being said, I think Carolyn said complete. Awesome, Carolyn. Thanks for getting on board with us there. And Nick will be, working with you guys. You'll see Nick and Kevin hopping into your accounts and getting links moved around. Amanda may be in there as well. So you guys will see information from those different people. Let's see here. Were there any other questions? And guys, feel free to, pretty easy, Tracy said. Awesome. Woohoo! Nick and I have we did one-to-one early on, and we're like, okay, maybe we can do this in a Zoom. So you guys were kind of our guinea pigs to see if we could do this in a Zoom. So that's awesome. We'll be able to do this with our clients as well. So we'll have to figure out how to add team members. Nick, can you, what's the best way to do that, to add a team member? Do we need to do that? Do we need to do that internally?
Yes, we'll have to add them in there. So just get on the chat with Allie and message in with Allie and say, I want to add my team members. Okay. All they have to do is drop first and last name and an email address. We can send them an invite. Okay, cool. So they can chat with Allie. You guys will see that, Nick? Yep. Yeah, go ahead and send it through that chat with Allie, and then we can get all them set up. Perfect. Awesome. Very cool. Sweet, guys. Well, Carolyn, welcome to the platform. Tracy, welcome to the platform. Shannon's already on here, so and Sinead, welcome to the platform as well. So, guys, if you don't have any other questions, we'll go ahead and wrap this up, and we look forward to seeing you guys on the Allie platform. Hopefully, you all enjoyed this. I'll get this drawing that I did today along with the recording out to everyone. I'll get Amanda to get this out to you guys so that you'll have access to it. And if you have any questions in the meantime, feel free to chat with us on the app. We're there Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, and we want to make sure that you guys are seeing all the benefits from the services that we provide for you. So